everyone, Amanda here. I'm back. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and a really happy New Year. I've been a little bit MIA, a bit absent because I've been away on holiday with my family. For part of Christmas and New Year, I've only just got back. I've still got piles of washing to do. But here we are. I need to get on with Journaling J.O.Y. So this was our collection that I gave to all of my subscribers for December, and we make them a month in advance. So this is January's Journaling J.O.Y. I've already shared how to do the cover. I've already done a tutorial on all of the interactive elements. I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description box below. Okay, so if you need to catch up, you can catch up. So what I thought we'd do today, something really quick and easy. I've added quite a lot of these large photo mats to the interactive elements, and I decided that I wanted to make some of them into something a bit more. So we're doing that today, and then on the next video, if you join me, we're going to start working on the signature. Now the idea of Journaling J.O.Y. is that it's quick and easy, that you put in a journal together that is designed specifically for writing. So we don't overly embellish the pages, but we're going to add some interest to it, and it's soon going to fill up our lovely journal. So off we go. So here is one of the photo mats that I created, lined with the beautiful paper. So I've created another one the same size, and I've done these 6¼ by 4¼ Now I've shaped my corners. You don't have to. If you don't shape the corners, they will fit a 6×4 photo mat on. But you know, the idea of Journaling J.O.Y. is that we can do whatever we want, quick and easy, and it's all about memory keeping. So we can either journal in them, or we can add our photos and memories to them. So it's kind of like a multifunctional. You know, I like things to have a purpose. I can't craft just for the sake of crafting. Things have to have a purpose. And so Journaling J.O.Y. to me brings a bit more of a purpose to my journal making, basically. Because I can use it for any kind of memory keeping. I'm not restricted, as it were. What have I inked this with now? I can't remember. I'm going to just have to... I can't remember if I used this one or... It looks like I've used Vintage Photo, not that one. Right, come on Amanda, get back into England brain and out of holiday mode. So I'm just going to really quickly ink these. I think I've used this. I used Vintage Photo. I'm not sure. But we're going to go with it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so all I've done is from scraps of the papers that I have left over from matting and layering all of these interactive elements, you're going to have offcuts. So you use those. We're going to use the offcuts, okay? I'm going to try, and I've printed the collection out. I think I only printed it out once, but some of the background papers I printed twice. So I've got a pile at the side of me, and my aim is to finish this journal without printing another set off. But if there's something that I really like, then I will print it off again. I'm not... You know, that's the joy of digital collections. If you've got a particular favourite, you do generally end up with one sheet that you know, kind of love. So here we go. So I'm just using the offcuts, and I'm going to line both sides of these mats that I created that are either photo mats or journaling mats. I'm actually going to turn mine into a little mini notebook, and I'm going to show you a different way of adding the pages in. So there's no sewing involved, super simple. We're going to use a tab binding method, okay, which is very easy, but we're going to use our scraps. So I've come up with a very simple way of doing that. Okay, but obviously you can do it however you like. So all I've done here is I have some coffee dyed pages. and I've just done 3 because it's quite thick paper once you've coffee dyed it. It's just a little mini notebook, and I've cut these to 6 by 4. Okay, now because I've shaped my photo mat, I'm gonna have to shape my papers. So if you round your corners on your photo mats, you're gonna need to do it on your pages. But I mean, that's just making those even prettier, isn't it? So it's no bigger, and if you've got punches, it takes no time at all. Okay, no time at all. And if you're wondering what punch I'm using, it's a new trio punch from Stampin' Up. So that one does like a tag shape, like a straight tag shape, like, let me show you, like that. Okay, and then this one does the fancy one, and then this one does like a slot hole at the top if you want to feed something through. And that's where I've got that from. I treated myself to that just before Christmas. I've done really well so far this year. Haven't bought any crafting stuff. I had to get that joke in. Everybody gets that joke in, how well they're doing, how they haven't bought anything from the big A, Amazon, so far this year. You know, what are we on, the 9th? Yeah, I'm not buying anything in January. I may well treat myself to something in February, but January is traditionally, you know, it's a slim month for everybody. We've got to get over Christmas. We've got to use what we've got, and that's what we're doing here with Journaling J.O.Y. Okay. It's a very budget-friendly way of journaling. If you have a printer, you know, you don't have to wait and collect book pages and all sorts of junk journaling supplies. You can just print and go. Super simple. You don't need to, you know, if you're a new journaler, all you need is paper and a printer. Don't need to start hunting for this book and that book and collecting all sorts of junk and waiting for the postman to come and hoarding packaging. You don't need to hoard anything. You can just print and go. Okay. Right, that'll do. That'll do for me. So how are we going to bind these together? We're going to bind them super, super simple. I just need to double check that I'm in shot because I've not been filming for, I don't think I've filmed anything for about 3 weeks. Right, so I want all of my, you know, the folds to the same side, and I'm going to lie one on top of the other. Doesn't get any easier than this. Okay, and what we're going to do, so that is going to now be my front, so that's going to go that way, and this is now my back. Okay, so that's going to go that way, and then we've got our pages. So we're going to bind them really simply using scraps. So I've got some scraps here, and I'm going to just use a circle punch. So what size shall I do them? Let me have a think. What size is that one? What size is that? Let's have a look. That is 1 3/4. That's this larger one. Right, so I've got a 1 3/4 circle punch here. If you don't have a circle punch, or you don't have 1 3/4, use 1 1/2 or 2. If you don't have a circle punch, just cut squares or strips. So the other way of doing this is to just literally, you know, do that and do that, and you've got 2 little hinges. But I just thought I'd make it a little bit prettier and more interesting by using circles. Okay, so you're just going to need 2 for each part to bind. You can ink them if you want. I'm really not about that life for circles. I'm not about that life for circles. And I'm just going to put 1 close to the top, but not right to the top, and as close to the edge to the side as possible, and 1 at the bottom. And then I will literally just glue the other side, and these will act like little hinges. Okay, great way to use up your scraps. Like I say, if you don't have circle punches or you're not bothered about the extra interest, just cut strips. It's just tab binding. It's as old as the hills. Okay, and then all you need to do is put glue on that, glue on that. Get your first piece. There's your fold. Turn your fold over, line it up with the edge of there, centralise it, top and bottom, okay, and give that a press, and that's your first page added, okay. All right, and then we don't need to put a hinge there, so that's a full writing page. We're going to put hinges here. All right, so more glue. And, don't worry about getting them lined up. Doesn't matter, as long as they're roughly top and bottom and close to the edge as possible. And we'll do the same here. Okay. Glue that. And then we're going to add the next page. Remember, you only need to put the hinges on one side. So there's my fold. It opens like so. Turn it over, put the fold there. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. So there we go. So now we've got our front page, first page. Remember, you don't need it in the middle. There's the next page. Remember, you don't need it in the middle. And then put another one on the back. So I'll carry on going until I get to the back page, and then I will come back. Okay, so that's all my the note pages bound. So now I've added the circles on the back page, and here is my back cover. And I'm just going to take a little bit more care here with this one because I want it to line up with the front cover. So I've glued the circles and I'm just lining up and making sure that that's nice and flush so that it just looks, a little bit neat and tidy. And we've got ourselves a little notebook. Now the beauty of this notebook is we've only got a few pages. We just need to make sure they're separated. We've not gone mad with the pages, so we've not got heaps of bulk. Just need to make sure everything folds nicely and isn't all stuck together. The glue will dry. Okay, and just double check that everything's all as it should be. And you've got yourself a lovely little notebook from your leftovers. And it's not too bulky to fit. It's nice and tidy there. It looks cute. And it's not too bulky to go in that pocket there. And also what that now does is it fills that pocket out a little bit and stops my photo mat from sliding about. So that's a really quick and easy, simple idea. So I may well do the same with my other photo mats, and you can even do the same with these photo mats here. So it's completely up to you. Now, so what I thought I'd also do is just extend some of these smaller tags, which I have in these pockets here, but they're a tiny little bit small. So I thought if I extend them somehow with card, then they won't rattle around as much. And let's see if we can just make them into something a little bit more than just a tag. So I've got a offcut here, and I've cut it to, what have I cut it to? Just about 1/4 inch wider than the tag. So I've cut this to 2 5/8, I believe. So I'm just going to glue it down. Okay, just going to glue it down and we'll see what we come up with. This is called making it up as you go, which I am quite well known for. So we're going to glue that down there. Okay. So this is going to add extra sturdiness to the tag. It's going to make it sit in the pocket without flopping about. And we're going to see if we can make something else out of it. So let me just have a think here. So if I extend that by another quarter, no, let's say 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch is about there. So I've just gone 1/2 inch up and I'm just literally folding it by eye. So each roughly 1/2 inch. Okay, so I use the offcuts from my folios. I save all of the scraps of black card. Apart from tiny little, I wouldn't save that. Well, I might do because I could I could back a word on it. But, you know, keep it real with your scraps, but, you know, use them. So that's that. So let me have a think now how we can make this interesting. Okay. So we're going to turn it into a writing spot. So what have I cut this to? So that's 5 1/4. So minus half an inch is 4 3/4. So I want to leave that half an inch at the top. So I'm going to cut this to 4 3/4, which is about there. I'm just using scrap. Okay, and let's measure the width. I've done it to 2 5/8, haven't I? So 2 5/8. I'm going to cut this to 2, and I'm just going to cut it to 2 1/2, just for argument's sake. It's a tiny little bit smaller, but just so it just sits just inside like so. All right. So again, I'm using up my scraps. I'm using what I've got. I'm just thinking of ways to turn them into something. Doesn't have to be, you know, a pop out, pull out, fancy flip flop, goodness knows what. Just simple things to write on, to extend. So we've started with a tag, okay, with maybe one writing spot on the back, and here we've got writing there, and we've got writing on the back. Can line them all if you like. So what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to just make a score mark here. Okay, so I'm just going to just score just the top layer. Okay, I'm going to fold it back on itself and make a crease. And fold the whole thing back again, recrease that, and where I've creased that, I'm just going to glue it, or you could sew it. Okay, I'm just going to glue that. So it's a nice neat opening. Okay, it will glue eventually. So when that's shut, that's just going to open like so. Okay, I'll layer those back and front. Wait while this is dry. I could even add some little holes and a bit of twine, which I may well do. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Right, so let's have a look. Let's add some little holes. So I'm going to use the smaller hole on my crocodile, and I'm just going to add a hole there and add a hole there. Okay. And then add some twine. Just for this is pure decoration. In fact, I might double that up because it's quite thin, is this twine. So I'm using up twine that I don't normally use this because it's quite thin. But I'm really on a mission this year to use what I have got. Use what you have. Okay, if something's not the right colour, change it. If something's not thick enough, just double it up. If it's not right, make it right. Don't go out and buy things for the sake of it. That is my mantra for this year. Okay, and then we're just going to do a simple bow if our fingers will allow. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Trim those ends off, and we've just got ourselves a cute little tag journaling spot, which when that glue's dry will open like so, and I will mat those. And then when I slip it in that little pocket, it doesn't rattle about as much. Okay, so that's another lovely idea. So there we go. Hope you'll give those a try, and we'll be back in the next video to decorate some of our journaling pages. But remember, Journaling Joy is about keeping it simple so we can turn our journals over quick sticks, because we're doing one a month every month for 12 months. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.